Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead. Okay, so this is going to be from the 24th to the 1st of December. So this is a very, very interesting read. If you didn't watch last week's, I think I would recommend you do, and I will link it at the end of the video. So a lot is going on here, and I do think pre-Christmas season, someone is heavy in the feelings, and I think this is about a past person for some of years. I do get good news and bad news, so stay tuned in because there's a lot in this reading. Right, if you want to book your 2026, it's the last week for the half price deal. It's in the description box below or at the end of the video. If you want to book a normal recorded, you can. Like the video, comment, and if you want to join the membership for the price of a coffee for the whole month, you will get additional readings, okay? Maybe not straight away, but I'm working on producing the weeklies and then extra additional reads, okay? Right, so let's get in and look at this. Okay, so as you can see with the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups, let's move over here. So, um, I'm getting two people. What I'm getting here is someone is heavy in the feelings. The Leo man could be coming up here. So I am getting that a person, and it's something to do with cultural differences. So what I'm getting here is a person did see the way you've got the man who's brown and the woman who's white. So I'm getting that there was a true love connection in somebody's life, or there is a true love connection in somebody's life. I'm specifically getting a Muslim because I pulled my own deck and I got Arab man. So some of yours are European, Western, and I think you're dealing with an Arab, or you're dealing with someone who's of a different culture. And that's why we said two people really do love each other, but fate has different plans. Someone has to let go. So it could also be the metaphor. So sometimes, we're ready for the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups. We're ready to, commit to that person, be with that person. But that person's not ready for what we're ready for, and we have to let go. So you can see that the divine guidance is let go. Okay. You do have this Ace of Wands, so this is the Leo putting too much energy. So again, it's going to depend. You could be cross-watching for a Leo. Maybe this person is married to somebody else. Maybe they'll choose somebody else. And what's really, really important here is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, you can see that you've got these phoenixes and you've got these angels and they're reading the books. So I think that this has been divinely written. Okay. And that's also painful. It's very painful when two people feel at this level, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Lovers. And then the angels and the powers that be say, oh, not in this lifetime. Okay. But fate has its reasons and it has its rhyme. And sometimes we just have to go with it. Because if we don't, we end up in this Ten of Swords. We suffer greatly. So, coming back to what I said about the person or the people who are listening to this or watching this who are in love with someone of a different culture, this person really, really does love you. But when it comes down to the wire, you see the way they're reading, I'm seeing this as the Quran. They will choose their religion, they will choose their family, even if it means great pain, they will not go against their God, they will not go against the family. Like it's forbidden. So some years that's what this is, most definitely. You might have been in a relationship with this person, and that's why at the beginning I put this really made me feel so sad, Leo, because this song came on and I was channeling your energy and I just felt like someone who was just really in deep pain, like so much emotion. Maybe it's the two people towards each other, but they just cannot be together. Now, some of you who are cross watching, it could be some of you Leos, you are the chosen one. But if you are the chosen one, there will be no qualms about it. You'll know. Okay. A proposal of marriage could be coming this Christmas season. Okay. Because in your previous read, which I'll link at the end of the video in case you didn't see it last week, we did say love really is common for you. So, but when you're the chosen one of a person, when it's written in destiny, there's nothing there to stop it. There's no people, there's no obstacle. Like it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. So some of yous, um, I feel like you might be the chosen one. And I think you're full of love right now. And you're spending a lot of time with this person. And you can sense that, like, the proposal is coming. And so maybe you're sitting there wondering, I think it's going to be Christmas. For the Leo man, I heard get it done. So you know who the person is that you want to marry. And it's maybe what you need to let go of is fear. Maybe what you need to let go of is the single identity, because the truth is that we must let something go to get something back. This is the problem with people, right? They're always holding out. That the nine of wands person is holding out. But everything is, with every choice is a sacrifice, with every win is a loss, and that's just reality, you know? So I'm getting for some of you, there's something truly beautiful in your life, but you need to be careful because, okay, so there's another message here, right? Which is, I feel like this reading is deep and profound. And I know you get a lot of these readers and they spiel just to get the AdSense and, some numbers on, but I truly do. I feel like there's something in Leo's life where if they fuck this up, there'll be regrets for a long time. This could be, it could also be sometimes, you have to choose your heart over what other people want for you. And so maybe some of yours will cause the pain to maybe people around you to have expectations of you. There's a big decision for the Leo man. You came up as the Emperor. Again, you can see how many cards I've put on here. I couldn't put any more. But you came up as the Emperor. So I think you need to be solid. I think you need to follow your heart. Some years I'm going to say that this particular Emperor, he was kind of moody. And for the Leo listening to this, that's what I'm getting. This person doesn't want to marry this person, this other person. But they see it as they have no choice. And the Emperor is the kind of person who is going to do duty over emotion. He's gonna do what he sees as his duty over his feelings. And so some years a person in the past did this. So some years this is a past person. I think with the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, a lot of people are in weird energy and they're in feelings, and a lot's coming up from the past. And so some years I think this is a person from your past. For the Leo woman or the Leo man, this person is still stuck in your energy. I think it's been years. And the message at this time is you need to let go. This person's moved on. This person is happy. They're married. They're not coming back. Okay. We've all done it where we've loved a person, or we've thought about, what if I was with that person? If you were meant to be with that person, you'd be with that person, because there's no devil, there's no demonic, there's nothing that can stand in the way when fate has got a plan. So some of years what I'm getting is maybe with the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, I feel like this was a deep, profound love, and it was real. This was two people who loved each other for sure. Maybe you were in a relationship with this person, maybe you wasn't, but there was always feelings there. But I feel like this person now is maybe in another climate, another location. If they're a Muslim, they could be in the Middle East. I feel like this person is married, they've got kids, like they've moved on, and you need to move on, you know? Um, and that's why we put the amethyst. So the amethyst is about the crown chakra. So sometimes we're stuck in our emotions and we're stuck in lower energy. And the message with this amethyst is it's time to think about the bigger picture. It's time to let this go. In other words, just accept that fate had other plans. The problem with human beings is they don't understand what life is. Sometimes it's brutal. There's people in this life who they always do the right thing and they just end up, they don't end up nowhere. There's people in this life who love with the whole heart and they end up betrayed. It's just life. When you get older and you start becoming mature, believe me, I've been through the ringer. So this is not someone speaking from the crack pipe. This is someone speaking from facts. But as you get older and you get more mature and you see what life is and you see how brutal it can be, your perspective changes. Like you can, for example, like you can love a person and you can still let them go. So I think when you're in lower dense consciousness, the thought of the person you love being with someone else will break you. But when you come to the amethyst, the higher crown chakra, and you Obviously you wish it would have been you, but then you kind of think, okay, this person is with somebody else. You love this person enough to think, as long as they're happy, you trust in the fates, you trust in the gods. So I'm going to say for some of years that's what this is. Some of years this has been embedded in your unconscious mind. This particular individual, they've been in your energy. And the message here, the angels, there's angels here, there's angels here, they're saying, let go. Like you can hold on for another 5 years, you can hold on for another 10, you can sit there talking about what ifs when you're 70, but what they're saying is it's we don't support it, right? Hence the let go. And like I said, with it being a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, it's all coming up for review because next week we're moving into Sagittarius energy, and then people can move forward into better energy, start meeting people, feel good again. Excuse me, but with the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, people are really in the feels and there's a lot coming up in their unconscious. So if you're wondering why it's happening at this time, it's because the current energy. Mercury retrograde is the past, Scorpio is the unconscious, and when the two of them meet, it's intense, okay? So, and I also get by letting this person go and getting them out of your energy, you might want to get yourself an amethyst stone at this time. What that will do, if you carry this stone with you, especially if it's a legit one, because people tend to just get the crap ones, right? If you get yourself a legit stone, I feel like this will help you to kind of be in clarity and let go. So there's another message I'm getting for Leos as well. This is happening now. So I'm getting two people. So I heard a love we can't repair. So I'm getting that this marriage or this relationship is happening now, and maybe somebody has fell in love with somebody else. But I'm also getting somebody who wants to be with somebody else. So for some of you Leos, maybe you want to leave your marriage because you've met the person that you really want to be with. And this might mean that you have to kind of betray the person you were, and that's not easy to do because the Ten of Swords is a betrayal. Um, but sometimes, like we have to choose our happiness. We have to do it. Because a lot of people, they do tend to marry out of convenience. Most people just fall through life. They don't make choices consciously, and a lot of this reason is because they're given an identity, they're given a culture, they're given a script, and they tend to follow it before they've learned who they are. So some years with the marriage you're currently in, it could also just be the love is over, like there was a lot of love at one time, there was a deep connection at one time, but it's not there no more. And why spend another year, putting on an act when you can just let go, and maybe it'll be painful for this person. If you're the one, maybe the person is letting you go and it'll be painful for you. But again, this too shall pass. And that's what I put in the end. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like, obviously when we're in the pain moment, when the breakup happens, it hurts us badly, but then we'll come through it, and we'll heal, and then we'll feel better. So I do get a separation for some Leo. So listen, this has got multiple stories. For some of you, as you've met your person, there's a proposal that's going to be happening in the weeks to come. Certainly. Okay. And like I said, you can feel this proposal, like everything about the energy of this person is so beautiful. It's so pure. When you're together, I feel like you might have problems in your world, but kind of when you're together, it's like you get to run away from all that. It's like your safe space, right? And so I feel like some of you is definitely, and like I said, if you haven't watched the video that I did last week, it'll be at the end of the video. Some years, I feel like this is a deep, deep love, a soulmate, a like real, and I don't sit here spieling that, but you can see with the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the lovers. I mean, this is a true, true love, but it's just something that maybe it's in the next life, Um, but I feel like there is a person who two people really, really did love each other, but their differences or their culture kept them apart, because one is white, one is brown. So this would be, Europeans with Middle Easterns and, Europeans with Indians and stuff like that. And obviously it's just a different mindset, it's a different culture, it's a different belief system. And honestly, I can't tell you, like, the people who they'll really love a woman, like they'll love the woman down to the ground, but when their family say you need to come home, you need to marry someone from our culture, they're just not going to go against it. And the pain that you are going to cause yourself trying to get that person. So yeah, some years I think that you might be with this person, you might have been intimate with this person, this might be happening now. So it's the good news and the bad news is, the good news is that some of you are in one of the best moments of your life. You're ready to marry. Some of you might be preparing for Christmas. Maybe you're already married and you've got your first child, and just things feel so good. But some of you, the flip side is, with the Mercury retrograde, a lot of stuff is coming up, but I would also say as well that a lot of stuff is just coming up to heal, so you can heal. See the way you've got the journals. We need them to be uncomfortable. See that Nine of Wands. This person has got a lot of trapped energy, and then you've got the bandage around his head. So this person is wounded. For the Leo man, the message here is: I think you had a marriage in the past, and that marriage failed. Or maybe there was a woman who you saw as your true love, and that was the person who you see as the one that got away. But she didn't get away, because when it's written for you, it can't get away, right? So if she left, it's because fate did not support your union. And that can be difficult to take. But the amount of people who waste years convincing themselves, no, that was my soulmate, that was my person, no one will ever compete to that person. So what I'm also getting as well for some of you is it's time to let this person go, because I think the universe is about to deliver something different. Especially if you've been on your own a long time, especially if you've kind of been holding on to this, you know, childhood sweetheart, and the Six of Cups did come out, or this past person. It's time to let go. So the universe is telling you to know in certain terms. For the Leos who are listening to this and you're in this now, and you're in pain, you're the Ten of Swords. You're in pain, you're being warned. People in the Ten of Swords, if you hold on, it will really, really do a number. You know, some truths are just undeniable, no matter how much we try to work around them, no matter how much we try to avoid them, the truth is always going to win. And so some years, I do think, it's obvious, right? It's obvious that this is just not going to work, and you need to let go. So if you want to book your 2026, it's at the end of the read, at the end of the video. Watch the other read. I hope some of you are being proposed to. Have a beautiful week, and I'll speak to you soon.